Yes, guys, I'm Si. Welcome to Cardiff City World. And wow, just wow. Cardiff City 4, Doncaster 3. If you wanted drama, chaos, momentum swings, questionable defending, late winners, absolute limbs, then League One said yes, please, yesterday, because that was one hell of a game. The good, the bad, everything in between. This was one of those games where you walk away, look, you're buzzing, 3 points, last minute winner. It's what football's about. But you also know full well that you maybe got away with one in some elements of it. And it's exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to dig into 5 things we learned from Cardiff City 4, Doncaster Rovers 3. And yeah, we're going to break it down tactically, mentally, emotionally. Let's go. Strap in. So number one, nothing in this league is a given. And I think the first thing, maybe not learned, but certainly reminded of, is this. No game in League One could ever be taken for granted. Like the standard compared to 10 years ago, 15 years ago, goes right down. Championship, League One, even League Two, there's some decent teams. And it doesn't matter where you are in the table. It doesn't matter what form of the opposition is or where they are in the table. Nobody's just going to roll over and let you win. And Cardiff City are every team's cup final in this league. Make no mistake. Teams are going to come. They're going to fight for everything. And they come with one of two mindsets, really. Is they're going to fight you physically or they're going to play through you and try and play their game. And actually, Doncaster did both. I thought first half in particular, Cardiff were really sloppy. The second balls, we barely won any. The duels were hit and miss. It felt like every time they played one pass, they were through us. And it felt like we wanted the ball to come to us rather than being brave and earning it and wanting it. And in this league, if you don't do the dirty work, you'll get punished. Doncaster had multiple big chances. Cardiff allowed them too many entries into the box, too much space when they were one-on-one with the fullbacks. And the defensive actions were very kind of reactive rather than proactive. And it made it far too easy for Doncaster to score and create clear-cut chances. Poor spacing, poor reactions, and at times a bit of lack of aggression as well. But credit's where it's due. The second half was better. We dug in. The intensity was raised. We moved the ball a bit quicker. We won some duels. We started to force more turnovers. And look, that's the difference between surviving in this league and winning in this league. You have to find a way to win. We know the talent's there, but every victory has got to be earned. Was there a sense that they thought it was just going to be, turn up and win? I don't know. I can't imagine that. Obviously, Chelsea Tuesday as well. But the first half was real sloppy, and they've got to be better than that. I thought overall in the game, on the ball, we were all right, but defensively poor. Better in the second half, but not good enough defensively. And better teams will really, really do some damage to us if we give them chances like that. And I thought Doncaster on the ball were pretty good. I liked the way that they tried to play, to get it to the wingers and attack at you. But I also thought we made their goals very easy for them. And also a couple of chances, like we didn't really make them work for it. However, they did play well. And they'll come away wondering how they didn't at least get a point. We scored 3 goals away from home against top of the league. You kind of expected them to get something from the game. And they didn't. And that's a credit to the Cardiff players who dug in and were brave and didn't give up. But number 2, Amari Kellyman is definitely a natural number 10. And I wanted to talk about Amari Kellyman because I think his time at Cardiff's been a bit up and down. He's been looking for consistency, and I thought this was another massive step forward for him. He's had a couple of games where he's been very good, and then other games where he's been a bit in and out. But look, as expected, or if as expected, he stays for the full season and the second half of the season. Chelsea don't recall him in January. Then the Kellyman versus Ruben battle for number 10 role when Ruben comes back is going to be a real fascinating debate, because I think Kellyman looks much more natural in the number 10 rather than wide, where he looks a little bit shoehorned and maybe struggles a little bit with the intensity or the pace of it. But in the pockets, he looks right at home. His long stride makes him really good at turning the ball over in a different way to what Ruben does, in fairness. He doesn't press as intensely, but he does turn the ball over probably as much, or certainly enough for it to be a positive trait. He's getting fitter every game and he's getting sharper. It still feels like he's finding his feet fitness-wise, and I don't know whether that's a psychological thing where he's trusting his body again, or whether it's just his sort of style or whatever, but he just looks like he's finding his feet. But in terms of the key traits that he's really showing and showed yesterday, when he gets that ball to his feet and he's able to turn and run at the centre of the defence or run at the midfield, he's so dangerous, and carrying it through those central zones, progressive passing between the lines, and he constantly draws fouls in dangerous areas. His passing quality is excellent, and his ability to find that pass out wide is really good. But what's really standing out is his ability to drive at the defenders. And he won multiple free kicks, he picks up space, he commits players, he causes panic. And honestly, I think it was Bailey in the Doncaster midfield, how he didn't get booked earlier than what he did was outrageous. Because he had 2 or 3 like quite bad fouls, not dangerous fouls by any means, but just bookable offences, and just kept getting away with it. It was unbelievable. Kellyman won free kick after free kick by just being brave and carrying the ball, taking the hit. And I know anyone who's played football at any level knows all about, like, you sometimes you take the foul, you take the hit, but for someone who's struggled after injury to find fitness and is learning to trust their body and getting used to the, mentally being back at this intense level of football and actually learning men's football at the same time, that's a really encouraging thing, that he was happy to take those hits and get the free kick. His confidence is growing, his physicality is improving, and his decision making is definitely getting better as well and quicker. Good finish for his goal, and this is a player coming alive in this system, and I think he will only get better in this system. And I was really impressed with him again yesterday, and he looks like a guy, by the way, who's really bought in to Brian Barry Murphy, into Cardiff City. He looks like he was so... The celebration when he scored, when the other players scored, when, at the end, and he's on the bench, like, genuinely just looks like he's bought right into it. Number 3, Nathan Trott and the standards that he's set, right? So in my instant reaction yesterday, I said I thought Nathan Trott looked a little bit off yesterday. And I do stand by that. But I would caveat it by he looked a little bit off by his own ridiculous standards. Because there was moments where I just thought he was a fraction slow coming off his line. And a couple of times he could have just come up, swept up and sort of got rid of the trouble. And he didn't, and it became a chance. But we've become so accustomed to him doing insane things that those little tiny things become like noticeable. But look, that alone, it just shows he's operating at a phenomenal level, because slightly slow for Trott is still better than probably every goalkeeper in this division. The second half, he makes 2 absolutely exceptional saves, game-changing saves, which keep us in the game, allow us to win 3 points late on. His shot stopping under pressure is remarkable. His command of his area is good in terms of coming to get crosses, and his distribution is just ridiculous. His ball playing ability is disgusting, to be quite honest. His composure is absurd. His range of passing is outrageous, and I'll say it again. I've said it before. He's a Premier League level goalkeeper already. And he's only going to get better with age as long as he stays injury-free. If Cardiff cannot get him signed to a long-term deal, I'll be genuinely devastated. I'll be really upset if we can't get that deal over the line. Number 4, Kian Ashford, redemption arc, and I am fucking here for it. I want to talk about Kian Ashford, right? Because this is not even a redemption arc, because he's been pretty brilliant all season. But... so, like, in my opinion, yeah, he didn't need redeeming, but he had 1 or 2 sort of off games. And as social media and certain fans do, they all jumped on him. And it's ridiculous. Like, not on this channel. We back the homegrown lads and we get behind the team. And, we'll talk about performances, but we also will talk about the context And since returning to the starting 11, whether he's played on the left or the right, he has just been absolutely phenomenal. I still think he prefers it on the left, but I think he's so good on the right. Another goal, another assist, another outstanding performance. His football IQ is so high for his age. The movement off the ball to create space for others, the timing of his runs, when to be direct, when to, just pop it off. His understanding of space is way beyond his years, and he doesn't just find space, he creates space for others. His decision making in dangerous areas is always improving. Very rarely wastes the ball and always thinking like one step ahead. The club is absolutely right to rebuff the interest they had in him in the summer. And I hope, much like Dylan and Ruben and the rest of them, that they at least rebuff all this interest until the summer so we can reassess where we are. But Kian Ashford is growing, make no mistake, he's learning, he's owning games. And in my opinion, without him yesterday, I'm not sure we get that 3 points, because he was the one who found a bit of quality when we needed it, not just for himself, but for others. Even in the 99th minute for Joel Bagan's goal, Kian Ashford's got to have the bravery to take that shot on his left foot, his weak foot, hit the target, test the keeper, and then, the rest is history, as they say. But I'm so pleased for Kian Ashford, because he's a supremely talented footballer, and Cardiff City is in his blood. Number 5, Joel Bagan. And not just Joel Bagan, but mentality. The mentality of Joel Bagan, right? If you need to understand what Brian Barry Murphy's Cardiff is trying to do in one player, then I think you look at Joel Bagan. He had a difficult afternoon up against a rapid, direct winger who caused some real problems in the first half. The first goal comes from that duel where he goes at Bagan, gets around him and pulls it back for the guy to score. But for me, and when I talk about mentality and the importance of it, he didn't crumble. Like, he just kept doing his job, and sometimes that in the first half that guy gave him trouble. Second half, he was way better against him. He kept him pretty quiet. He adjusted his positioning, his timing of when to sort of jockey and when to tackle was better. He kept the winger pretty quiet in the second half. Fullbacks are always going to struggle against pacey, direct wingers. It's difficult to defend against. But what matters most is not just the defending, but it's how you react when they do get the better of you. And Joel responded with just mental toughness. He's been so consistent all season. And then it's the bravery. Because bravery is not just about putting your head in, tackling, blocking. It's also wanting the ball under pressure. It's also playing forward instead of safe. It's overlapping, knowing that you've got to sprint the length of the pitch to get back if the play breaks down. It's knowing when to push up into midfield. It's knowing when to put the ball in the box way early from that left-hand side for Yusuf Salic, rather than play and recycle and keep going. Like, it's having the bravery to do slightly different from what the team has been coached, and knowing when the right moment is for that. And then in the 99th minute, where's Joel Bagan? Is he hiding? Is he on the edge of the box, recycling possession? No, he's gambling in the 6-yard box to get a rebound. And by the way, what a horrible angle to finish from. Like, it was not an easy chance. I know people will say, that's an open. It's not an open goal. There's a keeper and a defender trying to block him. He's got to make sure the connection's good, slot it in the smallest of gaps. All of that in pretty much the last kick of the game. That's mentality, and that is attitude, and that is application of a player who deserves a hell of a lot of credit this year for how he's played. And that's how you win football matches. And ultimately, hopefully, that's how you win titles, with that mentality, because it's not just him. It's something that runs through the team, and it's something that every single one of these players seem to have, including a hell of a lot of togetherness. Couple of honourable mentions, as always. Quick fire, but important nonetheless. Ryan Wintle, again, relentless and reliable. Isaac Davis, I didn't think he deserved to come off. I thought he was really, really good. Thought he was direct, he was skillful. I thought he had the better of his fullback. He was dangerous, created a goal. Very, very good again. and I'm hoping that they were just protecting him and that they want him to play on Tuesday against Chelsea, because I thought he was electric. And obviously, you know, you're going to want some pace against Chelsea, and with his injury history, maybe they didn't want to give him, you know, 90 minutes in the short space of time. So I understand that. But I thought all the substitutes made a real impact as well. Dylan and Perry NG came on in defence at half-time. I thought they steadied the ship a little bit, albeit we weren't perfect in defence. We were better in the second half. I thought Turnbull brought some composure because we were going a bit too direct when we started to get a bit flustered. I thought Chris Willock offered something a bit different on the left. You know, he's not going to do what Isaac does and kind of race down the outside and use his pace, but he's clever, and I thought he looked dangerous. And I thought Callum Robinson worked tirelessly late on. And then, and lastly, I just wanted to make mention of Alex Robertson. He's had a weird, tricky season in many ways because he was in and out of the team and still is, really. But he's a player who, like, he's got tempo, touch, and he's got a bit of edge about him. I really like it. He had some beautiful moments on the ball. His passing range is a massive asset when he's in there. And every time we did up the tempo in that first half, we seemed to score. And it felt like when that happened, it was often started by Alex Robertson. So shout out to him, because I think we're starting to see the best of him. And I like the fact that he's got a bit of bite as well. But yeah, there we have it. Cardiff City 4, Doncaster 3. Chaos, drama, but a massive 3 points. Takes us top of the league into Christmas, or keeps us top of the league into Christmas. Look, there's plenty to work on, especially defensively. My personal opinion is, look, whenever Fish and Lawler play together, we don't seem to concede as many chances, and the stats show that. Ultimately, I'm not blaming any individual. I just think as a unit and as a partnership and as a group, they seem to be at their best when those two play together. But yeah, plenty to work on, plenty to build on, plenty to be excited about. But if you enjoyed this breakdown and enjoying the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. And I'll see you Monday now. Well, I'll see you tonight for the breakdown, which is going to be, yeah, it's always a good time. Really interactive show where we kind of go into the game in detail. We'll look ahead to Chelsea. We'll talk Lincoln, a bit of everything. Chelsea preview tomorrow. Cardiff City phone-in tomorrow night. Members show tomorrow night. If you are a member on that as well, the Dave Jones interview went out for members only this morning. So check that out. Let me know what you thought. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought. What were your 5 things? Who impressed you? What concerned you? Apart from the defence, because I think we were all confirmed by the defence. But what did you think we did well? Ultimately, mentality is going to be key if you want to win the league or get promoted. So the ability to keep going and the ability to not crumble under pressure is massive for a young team. Thank you so much. Take it easy. Look after yourself, and I'll see you in a bit. This channel is powered by an incredible membership community on Cardiff City World and patreon.com/AcePodcastNation. Becoming a member unlocks exclusive rewards, from early access to live event tickets, bonus content, and even the occasional inside transfer scoop when we get it. But more importantly, it allows us to bring you top quality Cardiff City content 7 days a week. Across those 7 days, we're talking match previews, exclusive interviews, instant match reactions, the breakdown podcast, tactical deep dives, the Spotlight series, Bluebirds Rewind, Academy Focus, and just so much more. Led by myself, backed by an army of passionate Cardiff City fans, this is content created by fans for fans. Balanced, professional, and 100% all about the club we all love. If you enjoy what we do, then join the community today and support what we are doing as we help to keep Cardiff City World flying high.